What's happening, guys? It's Vlad from Alpha Living. Today I want to talk about UFC 194, Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. So first of all, I want to start by saying this fight is going to be sick. Obviously everybody's been anticipating for this fight for a really long time. But there are lots of people saying that Jose Aldo is going to destroy Conor McGregor. Lots of people saying that Conor McGregor will walk through Aldo. So I'll let you know what's my opinion and why I think that way. For sure it's going to be a difficult fight, 100%. It's not going to finish in the first round and probably not the second round. One thing we do know about Jose Aldo is that dude is crazy in the first and second round. I don't think he ever even lost the first and second round. I mean, he barely lost any rounds in his career, right? There's only a couple of rounds that he might have lost to Frankie Edgar, and maybe one or two rounds to Chad Mendes in the second fight, depends how you look at it. But regardless, Jose Aldo comes out very strong. He usually comes out first round, he's on point, second round is pretty good, and then he gets a little bit tired. So I believe that Conor McGregor will finish the fight in the fourth round. I believe Jose Aldo will start pretty good, good energy, and then second round, same thing, will start fading towards the end of the round. And then third, fourth, fifth, if it does go to the fifth, McGregor will be the leader in that fight. So he might end up in the decision, but I think it's going to be a fourth round stoppage. So yeah, let's go into the breakdown. So let's start by saying that Jose Aldo is an orthodox stance fighter and Conor McGregor is a southpaw. And I don't think Jose Aldo fought many southpaws in his career. In fact, I cannot even think of one. So just by looking at this fact is going to be very different, because Jose Aldo's most powerful weapon is his low kicks, and when he's standing in the orthodox, both fighters in the orthodox position, it's very easy to unload full power leg kicks and disable the opponent. But when you're fighting a southpaw, things change because the stance is very different, the low kicks are different. In order to do the outside kick, into the thigh, into the meat of the thigh, which disables most of the fighters that Jose Aldo fights, it's really difficult to do that in a southpaw position, just because the techniques, you really have to either step into it or switch your legs, and regardless, it's more predictable and less powerful than if both fighters were standing in an orthodox position. So here I'm showing you pretty much how to utilize the outside kick onto a southpaw opponent, and you can see in the picture Dan Henderson uses it, Carlos Condit uses it against Nick Diaz, and it's not a very powerful kick. You can switch your legs, as I said, you can step into it, but it's not going to be as much power as you see right now Jose Aldo just unloading the outside kick onto Uriah Faber. This full power kick, it's very powerful. It's very easy to counter. A person can strike and you return outside kick right away, whether it's a punch, whether it's a kick, it doesn't matter. So easy to implement. But when you're standing southpaw versus orthodox, it's very different, because then your power kick is going on an inside leg kick, and you can throw it low, kind of like Ben Henderson does for a sweep. But most of the time, in order to throw actually a very powerful kick from the outside, like a thigh kick, as I said, it's hard to do that, because just the technique, the way you have to step in, it's not very comfortable. And note that this position of the orthodox versus southpaw is 50-50 position. Both people can throw body kicks and leg kicks and inside leg kicks, right? But let's talk about inside leg kicks. So pretty much Aldo's powerful right low kick gonna be throwing into Conor's inside right leg, so inside that thigh kick. And as you remember, Anderson Silva versus Chris Weidman too, it's very dangerous to throw full power kicks like that, because they are easy to block and you could break a leg. So if Aldo throws full power kicks into the inside leg of Conor McGregor and he starts blocking those, which are a lot easier to block than outside leg kicks, then Aldo will be in trouble. So this is just a different angle. Again, same thing. In order to throw the outside leg kick from the orthodox position against the southpaw, it's very hard to throw power. So if it was switch position and both people were orthodox or southpaw, it's a different story, lots of power. But because he's fighting southpaw, you'll have to do the switch leg kicks to the outside and just not as powerful. and so his power leg, his right leg, will be going to the inside of Conor McGregor's leg, and he'll be blocking those all night long. And again, Aldo could either shutter his leg or just start getting hurt and stop throwing the low kicks. So I think that's in that department definitely Conor McGregor has the advantage. Just by the fact that he's very good at the southpaw stance, he shuts down Aldo's powerful leg kicks. So let's pretend that Conor McGregor will not be blocking the inside leg kicks, and Aldo will be slamming his leg into the inside of the thigh of Conor McGregor. Even if that happens, just how it works, if you kick the inside leg, the front leg of a southpaw, all he needs to do is just lift the leg a little bit, and he will get shifted to the side a little bit, but he's still in line to throw the left hand, the cross, the straight. So even if he smashes his front leg, when he throws it to the inside of Conor's leg, Conor will get a little off center, but he's still squared enough with Jose Aldo that he can still attack him. I believe this will be noticeable once Conor McGregor gets Aldo kind of against the cage, and Aldo will be with his back against the cage. He'll start throwing low kicks again from panic to disorient Conor McGregor. But again, he'll just do the inside leg kick, which will still keep Conor centered enough to be able to throw strikes, and that's when he's gonna throw left hands, the straight snap kicks into Jose Aldo's ribs and into Jose Aldo's face if he targets that. So as long as he's still squared after the attack, after the low kicks of Jose Aldo, as long as he's still squared, he'll be able to counter with lots of power once Aldo's right against the cage, and I think he'll be able to actually kind of gas Jose Aldo in this way, just by throwing those straight snap kicks into the body. If Conor McGregor was an orthodox stance fighter, those leg kicks will put him off center, which will make him unable to counter. He won't be able to throw the tip, he won't be able to throw a strike, a hand strike. But because it's an inside leg kick, because he's a southpaw, it changes everything, and he'll still be squared to throw the strikes at Jose Aldo after the kick. Now I want to touch about the stance widths between Conor McGregor and Jose Aldo. So Jose Aldo stands very narrow, like a Muay Thai type of traditional stance, which in Muay Thai they fight very close to each other, very active, boom boom boom, they're standing pretty much almost in a pocket, very close to each other. But Conor McGregor actually fights very wide, and what it does is, yes, it does make him slightly more susceptible to the low kicks, but what it does for his distancing is he's able to appear a bit closer than he actually is, because he's so wide. So he can just kind of be forward, and as Aldo strikes, he can move back and counter, or vice versa. He can look like he's very far and out of range, and he won't be able to hit Aldo, and all he needs to do is just kind of lean forward, in range, out. Where Aldo is very narrow stance, and in order to actually hit Conor, he needs to actually step in, do a good footwork, and get out without getting hit. Now there's actually a very cool YouTube channel out there. His name is Fight Strategist MMA, and he pretty much goes into details about different strategies and different things like that. And I saw a video not too long ago about something similar. Breaks down Floyd Mayweather and how he's distancing himself. So let me put a quick clip so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
So you see how this works. This is a distance deception. He appears closer to draw the jab from Maidana, hoping to then counter the jab with his right cross.
So yeah, very cool analysis. So I'll definitely put the link in the description for this channel, so check him out. Now, because Aldo is emotional, I think he'll start overcommitting, and it's very easy to start overcommitting in the middle of the fight, especially when you have a close stance and you're trying to reach, and the guy is so far away all the time and moving back. You'll start trying to reach him, and you're going to be overreaching, and you're going to get out of balance, which will make you susceptible for counter. Well, where Conor McGregor stands very wide, it's a bit harder to overcommit and overreach for the punches. You can kind of stand your base, and again, as I said, in order to close distance, you have to just lean forward and shift your weight forward, and you don't necessarily need to move forward and do too many fancy footwork as Aldo needs to do it, because he stands so narrow. So I think what will happen is Aldo will start coming in with some overreaching punches, and Conor will start definitely countering with some uppercuts, with some left hooks and stuff like that. So I think you'll definitely see that happening. Once Aldo will get emotional and start overcommitting to his punches, you'll see the counters, the crazy counters of Conor McGregor coming from different angles, and he'll be able to capitalize on that. Now, a few techniques that will definitely shine from Conor McGregor during this fight is first one, as I said already, the front snap kick or the tip. He will be throwing it to the body of Aldo, disrupting his breathing and just making him more tired and trying to win him. So he did it to Chad Mendes, he did it to many other opponents. It's hard to stop, and I think he'll be using it over and over again throughout the fight. Now the second one I think is going to be the wheel kick. And although he might not always land perfectly, if it will land, like in the Brandao fight, it could end the fight for sure. He'll press him against the cage, and Jose Aldo will start going away from the power hand, so he's gonna be going to his left, so Conor's right, and he'll just spin right against him and keep tagging him with those kicks. Now Conor also been training with Ido Portal, who used to be a capoeira teacher, and he'd been taking capoeira classes himself as well from different capoeira clubs. So he's been practicing the capoeira kick. It's called Mia Lua in capoeira, and it's exactly the same setup as the wheel kick, and I think it's a very effective kick as well that he will be trying to throw throughout the night. And pretty much the last kicking technique that I think that Conor McGregor will be super successful with is the spinning back kick. Again, is exactly the same setup as the previous two kicks that I talked about, but he throws it so fast that it might not be the most powerful kick. It doesn't throw so much power into it like Canlidi used to do, but he does it so fast, and you do get it to the body, and it stops your breathing again for a couple seconds, and you start thinking about it, and it comes in super quick like a jab again. So I think that this kicks, he'll be throwing it throughout the night, and it will be really effective against Jose Aldo. So that's pretty much my breakdown, my opinion, what's gonna happen. I think again, Jose Aldo is a beast. I'm a fan of Jose Aldo. I love to watch that guy fight, but Conor McGregor is just too big, too long, southpaw, crazy high kicker with crazy spin kicks, and again, just because he's a southpaw, I think Aldo will have hard time utilizing his main weapon, which is his low kicks. So I think, as I said, Conor McGregor will win probably in the third or fourth round. If it does go to decision, I could see Conor winning a decision. I could definitely see Aldo winning the first round for sure. Second round, maybe, still likely, because he does perform very, very well in the first couple rounds. If you remember the Frankie Edgar fight, right? They started exactly the same way. Jose Aldo, had such a great energy about him in that fight, and was moving well, powerful shots and everything. And as the time went on, the fight went a little bit towards Frankie Edgar's favor. And actually, I watched that fight a couple times, and I could see Frankie Edgar winning that fight, but I'm not a judge. So yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. Aldo will come out very strong for first round and a half, maybe 2 rounds, and then Conor McGregor will take over, and he'll wear him out, and by 4th round I think it will probably finish him. So that's my prediction. So leave a comment below, let me know what you think. Who do you think will win, and what round, and in what method? Alright guys, take it easy, love you guys, peace.